everyone, I'm Amy Wilhelmi, and this is Healing as a Messy Bitch, where we talk openly about trauma, intimacy, and what it actually takes to heal relationships, not just manage them. And today, we're diving into a question I see all the time. We've been in couples therapy for years. Why do we still have the same fight? And when couples are stuck in years of criticism, withdrawal, or silence, talk therapy alone can start to feel like you are spinning your wheels in the mud. You're working hard, but you're not moving. And that's where ketamine-assisted psychotherapy, or what we call CAP, combined with emotionally focused therapy, or what we call EFT, can be a game changer. CAP helps partners access emotions that have been buried for decades. And then EFT gives them a safe, structured roadmap to share these emotions and actually repair attachment. Let's break down how this works. And I'll walk you through a composite couple that I'll call Nina and Leo. So why CAP plus EFT? So let's start with the why. If you've ever thought, I know what my childhood was like, why do I still shut down? Or I understand my triggers, but I can't stop reacting. We talk things to death, but nothing changes. You've hit the limit of cognitive insight. Talk helps your mind understand, but trauma, attachment injuries, and deep shame live in your body and your nervous system. And that's where ketamine-assisted psychotherapy comes in. CAP uses low, carefully dosed ketamine in a therapeutic setting to lower rigid defenses, soften self-criticism, increase access to emotional material that's been locked away. And neuroplasticity research suggests that psychedelic states, including ketamine, can enhance learning and memory. That means that emotional breakthroughs that happen in these states are more likely to stick, to actually reshape how you feel and respond afterward. But here's the key. CAP opens the door, and then EFT walks you through it together. EFT, or emotionally focused therapy, is an attachment-based therapy that maps the couple's negative cycle, helps each partner identify fear and longing underneath their reactions, and then guides them into new and safer bonding experiences. So CAP helps you touch that deeper story, and EFT helps you share that story with your partner in a way that transforms the relationship. So we're going to meet Nina and Leo. They are a composite case, but it's built from a real couple that I've worked with. So Nina is 39 and came in saying, I feel emotionally invisible. It's like I'm screaming and no one hears me. And Leo is 42 and said, I feel constantly criticized. Whatever I do, it's never enough. This is a classic pattern, right? When Nina felt hurt, she protested, getting louder, sharper, more critical. And when Leo felt criticized, he shut down. He got quiet. He pulled away. He buried himself in his work or his phone. And from the outside, it looked like, Nina, why don't you care? And Leo goes, I can't do anything right now, so I might as well disappear. Underneath, Nina's protest was really, please see me, please choose me. And Leo's withdrawal was really, if I feel, then I fail. And if I fail, then I'll be rejected. Before we even brought in ketamine, we spent 2 full EFT sessions just trying to map their pursue and withdrawal cycle. We named what happens in each of their bodies. We practiced grounding techniques so they could stay emotionally present without flooding. We needed a safe emotional container first. And then we introduced CAP. Before Nina's first CAP session, we did a dedicated preparation session. Her intention was, I want to understand why I shut down or feel attacked when I feel hurt. And I want to find what's underneath the anger. During her CAP session, which was safely monitored with medical oversight and a clear protocol, Nina dropped into a vivid emotional memory. She saw herself as a child sitting on the curb, waiting for her father to pick her up. The sun was beating down. Her stomach hurt. She kept watching every car that passed and thinking, maybe this one is him. But he didn't come. And in that state, Nina could feel the grief and abandonment that in her regular waking life, she could only describe kind of from a distance. And she realized, when I get angry now, I'm that little girl again, the one that nobody came back for. We didn't try to fix it in that moment. We let her experience it, witness it, and soften around it. And later in the integration with EFT, that became the thread that we followed. The week after the CAP session, Nina and Leo came in for an EFT session. And this is where the synergy really happens. Instead of saying, you never listened to me, Nina was able to say, when you walk away in an argument, it feels like the day on the curb. I feel invisible, like I could disappear and no one would notice. And for the first time, Leo didn't get defensive. Why? Because EFT had already helped him step out of that shame and into empathy. And then the CAP had made the deeper story visible. Through EFT, he was able to respond from a new place. I had no idea that's what it felt like inside. I don't want you to feel invisible. I'm here now, and I want to be the one who comes back. This is the core of attachment repair. One partner risks that deeper vulnerability, and the other one responds with presence instead of defense. Over several cycles of CAP and EFT, Nina's criticism softened into clear, vulnerable requests. Leo's withdrawal shifted into staying physically and emotionally present longer. And arguments decreased. Affection increased. They reported a growing sense of emotional safety and teamness. The work we did echoed what I often teach in my couples in crisis work, including infidelity and repair. You cannot rebuild trust on top of unprocessed trauma. You have to go down into the grief if you want to come back up to connection. As a therapist, here's how I think about it. Why CAP first? Because some emotions are buried so deep that talk therapy can circle them for years without getting inside. CAP gently loosens that cement. It allows your inner world to surface in images, sensations, and insights that are hard to access when your defenses are fully online. And then why EFT next? Because raw vulnerability without structure can feel overwhelming or even re-traumatizing. EFT gives a clear map of your negative cycle, a shared language for fear, shame, longing, and the need, a step-by-step way to turn emotional exposure into emotional closeness. And the timing. Sessions were spaced about a week or two apart to allow for integration, journaling, rest, checking in with the body, nourishment, no rushing, no forcing, just deep work with room to land. I want to leave you with a reflection. Whether you're a partner in a relationship, a clinician, or both, I want you to ask yourself, where do I shut down to protect myself? Where do I criticize to protect myself? If I look underneath that reaction, is there sadness? Is there fear? Is there longing to be chosen, seen, or held? What would it be like to share that softer feeling with somebody you trust? Not all couples need CAP. Not all couples are appropriate for CAP. But for some, pairing ketamine-assisted psychotherapy with emotionally focused therapy helps them go deeper, faster, and safer than talk alone. And if you're curious about this kind of integrative trauma treatment, you can learn more at www.amywilhelmi.com. And next week, we're going to continue this conversation with another powerful pairing, EMDR plus sex therapy for survivors who really want to release those trauma memories and safely re-engage with pleasure. Because healing isn't just about reducing symptoms. It's about reclaiming connection to yourself, to your body, and to the people that you love. And yes, it's messy, and you don't have to do it alone.